Welcome to part 2 of my reaction to The Body Electric from the Rush album Grace Under Pressure. Just listen to that track all the way through. That is part 1. Link is in the description below. We're just going to talk about the track for a minute or two here, you guys. Man, like I said at the end of part 1, totally a different sound, but totally Rush. Two highlights of this track for me. Actually, that's a lie. That's a lie, because now that I'm thinking about it, 3 highlights. So, the bass playing, okay, that was the first thing I noticed, is all over the place in a really good way. And very upfront and sets the groove and the tone of the track. The second highlight is Neil's drumming. I mean, all over the place, and again, holding down such an insane rhythm and filling every single little crack and crevice with just perfect little tasty morsels of drumming. And such a big sound on the drums too. And the fills, man, the way he goes from one little fill, he'll play it, and then he'll do another thing and another thing. It's so cool. Instead of, a lot of drummers just doing one fill and then getting back to the groove, he's like, I'm going to hit a fill, then I'm going to hit another one, and I'll hit another one, and then I'll get back to the groove. And, man, he just killed it on that track. The third thing is Alex Lifeson is back, and for what I was missing in the last couple tracks, it's right here. The solo definitely ended sooner than I would have liked, but short and sweet is better than not at all. And man, so he comes in on that, and it's like, there it is. There's no lead in from him. It just comes in and just that signature vibrato. And this solo in particular, maybe because I was just so tuned into it more, because I was just like, oh, here we go. But if you go back and you listen to it, something else that I've pointed out, or maybe not pointed out, about Alex that I really should. So I've said his playing is kind of choppy. And another aspect of his playing that I feel like makes it kind of choppy is sometimes he won't let his notes hang or sustain like you would expect. So he'll hit a note and it'll kind of die. And like I've said, if you're just listening to it and expecting a certain kind of playing, it could sound sloppy. But when you listen to Alex Lifeson, you realize that's just his style. And it's not a ton of gain. It's not like he's just really holding these notes. And it's not like every note is supposed to be perfectly smooth and with this really smooth vibrato. He hits his notes so harsh, and his vibrato can be really harsh. And he'll hit a note and it'll fall off real quick sometimes. Then he'll hit a note and it'll hang longer than you might expect. And it's so dynamic, and it's not super predictable. I mean, you hear it and it fits his style. And so in that sense, it's kind of predictable because I think you're used to it. But comparing it to other guitar players, it's so unique. And, I know you guys have heard this from me, but man, it's so, maybe it's just because I haven't heard that kind of solo in a track or 2 or 3 or whatever it's been, but it's really, really cool. I love his playing style and his tone. It's funny because the band evolves so much, but Alex Lifeson's tone, even though it does change, it's still so distinct, which just goes to show that, tone is in the fingers. It's not in the gear you play. It's not, this guy uses only this amp and this guitar. It's like yeah, tone truly is in the fingers. And oh man, Alex is just a perfect example of that. As far as the track on a whole, you guys, lyrically, certainly different from what we've been hearing on the album as well. Definitely more, kind of sci-fi-ish, more in that vein from, how Rush has been before. But it's cool. It's so nice to break it up and be like, oh yeah, this is Rush and all the other tracks are Rush and this is Rush. And it's like they're so diverse and everything is so good. I love that track. I love that feel. I love the groove of it. It's not even remotely what I was expecting. But ask me if I'm disappointed. Do I look like I'm disappointed? No, because I'm not at all. I'm just absolutely... And literally, I don't remember anything about that, even though I've owned this album in the past. I don't remember a single thing from that track, which is weird because that must mean I've never listened to it, because if I had, I'm sure I remember the 10101. You'd remember that. It's so catchy. And yeah, oh man, what a punchy track, right in your face and chopped up and, in all the right places. And I love the production on this album. I really do. I've read some comments that people were saying Rush didn't really like this album because they felt like it was, kind of soulless or something. If the band feels that way, but I'm not hearing it. I'm not sensing like, oh, there's no feeling to this. It's just, I'm enjoying it, like really enjoying it. So great track, you guys. Really good, really fun, and an absolute masterclass again from all of these guys. 3 incredible musicians and songwriters. Just fantastic. So we're going to wrap this video up, you guys. 3 tracks left on the album, and I've been told that this side is a little bit different from the first side. So I'm curious to see what we've got coming up, and I know it'll be good. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this song. And if you're not already, please hit subscribe and hit that bell icon. I will see you guys in future videos.